Hey, welcome to Eat Your Backyard, my YouTube channel where I talk about all kinds of cool edibles and tropical, subtropical ornamentals. And in this video, I want to talk about tree forming. Now, I've got a video I recently made about this, which is my Barbados, one of my Barbados cherry trees, which I love. It's one of the highest fruits for vitamin C on Earth. So if you are growing this and eating them, you're getting a lot of vitamin C, which is kind of cool. And they taste like Starburst cherry candy, and I mean exactly, it's so good. All right, that being said, I wanted to come back. Hurricane Matthew whipped it silly. I topped it, hat racked it at the top, which was great. Came back, it's getting tons of new growth. You can see these little guys coming in here. That's exactly what I want to have happen. Nice fresh growth. It's going to produce a lot of, but now, you see, the thing is, I don't just want to hat rack it and have it grow back like a shrub. And the reason is, we like to use our yard, you know, like use it, throw the football around, run, have a good time. So it's hard to do if you've got shrubs everywhere. We're not trying to make a heavy undergrowth. I want this to be tree formed. I want the fruit where I can pick it, but I don't want to have stuff growing out of the bottom. So really, one of the keys to tree forming is keep up on the suckers, what I call the suckers. Now this one has some that have started to grow since, and you just want to come along and spend the, see, I don't even need to pick these up because, and as a matter of fact, I won't. I don't need to pick these up because they'll just be mowed up in the lawn. Sometimes I'll just go ahead and chop it like that. And the reason is easier for the mower to digest them. This one I'm going to chop with this. One little trick is just knock them off. You know, that's one way to go. You kind of can damage the bark a little bit if you don't do it right. But this one can regrow and sustain itself from that amount of damage. No problem. The ones that are woody, the key is get them right next to the trunk. See, they're trying to come back everywhere. Get them by the trunk, you're going to go ahead and give that tree a good chance to callus up. The ones that can just come off with the thumb will do that. Here's a bunch that have all started since I trimmed it. The other reason to get it close to the trunk is because, you know, these little, especially on this tree, I don't know what it is exactly about it, but it makes these the branches become like hard little spikes, and they're not a thorn, but when they hit you, it'll feel like one because they're actually pretty sturdy, and I don't want anybody rubbing up against it and having a bad time. So we just try to get it trimmed back as much as possible. The ones along the bottom are important. You know, if you bend it over, break it off, it's probably going to be a pretty good chance it won't come back. If you let them establish like this one, you know, where I let it go too far, now it's a constant need. But just in a little bit of time, you can get it back to, look at this one, it's starting to grow down. Just get rid of that. Yeah, just a little bit of time. Anywhere you see a little green leaf coming off, they're much easier to deal with when they're small. Yeah, get some over there. You wait until they get a little older. Now you got a bigger pile of yard waste to deal with. Look at this. You see that? This is what I'm talking about. They form these things, and it's actually, if you come in on that, it's gonna get you. So I say get rid of it. Why leave the chance? We got kids running around. We don't need that. I don't need it either. And just in a little bit of time, we still got a few down here. Just in a little bit of time, it's already looking much more like a tree than a bush. Now this would be a big bush, and in fact it was. I kind of let it bush out because I was getting a lot of fruit from it. And yeah, you see these bigger branches? Just chop them up so that they're not big. I don't even need. I want the nutrients, the nitrogen from that to go back into the yard anyway. Now over here, oh look at this, a chocolate pudding fruit. That's a good one. All right. This is a Suriname cherry. This is the chocolate pudding fruit growing right into it. But this one, I didn't hat rack it. Now that it's got this thing away from it, it's got a real good chance of growing up and being a tree like cherry. This one really wants to shrub out. So how long would it take me to just spend the bare minimum amount of time and deal with it? Because right now it's already trending to go back to a bush. This one takes a lot of trimming to keep it from returning to its bushiness. So you want to keep up on it. That's kind of interesting what the bark's doing here. I'm not sure if that's good or not, but I think it's alright. This one generally peels off almost like an elm tree does. Grew this from a seed of one I like quite a bit. These Suriname cherries are also extremely delicious. Kind of a unusual flavor to them, but really good. I've made tons of videos about these. We eat the heck out of them, and they make great preserves. They make just an excellent choice for your yard, and they grow so easily from seeds. Now it's these suckers at the bottom that are really give you the greatest challenge, but you know, if you're just like with tree forming things, if you're just more stubborn than the plant, you're eventually gonna get there. And the more proactive you are about it, the better. Now anything that goes, I usually draw a line, like a height line, how tall I want to let, how low I want to let any branches go, and anything below that line, just get rid of it. Okay, now that was, I don't know how many minutes, but in a relatively short amount of time, this thing is at the point where it looks like a tree again. Very nice texture. And I'll show you over here, I did a radical tree forming of this Suriname cherry, which had actually been in kind of a state of disarray for a while. It turned into a gigantic shrub, had lots of good fruit off of it. But during the storm, it got blown against my neighbor's fence. He just replaced it with this beautiful fence, which I absolutely love. But I tilted this forward, repacked the dirt, put just some stones around it to stabilize it. It's kind of a ghetto look to it now, but it'll come back. And then I'll remove this stuff. But the roots are already starting to grow, and I can feel it's not easy to move. But I went ahead and made this sucker into a tree. And I think that actually the look of this weird trunk is actually super cool. You know, this is what it can be. Now it's trying to come back too. That's going to take some management and looking back and just getting rid of the suckers. But this one's going to be a great specimen here, a great tree. Actually provides shade. So hey, that's what I have to say about tree forming today. I hope you enjoyed this video, maybe found it useful. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to be notified as more videos come out, and they're coming out all the time, then go ahead and subscribe to Eat Your Backyard. Hey Jack, come over here. This kid likes cherries. You like cherries? Thanks for watching.